right, chat. This is the official FL Studio no bullshit guide. There's a lot of bullshit guides out there that just teach you way more than what you need to know. I'm gonna give you one that's so simple, so easy, you'll be able to use it in approximately 5 minutes. Not even. Super quick, super easy. All right, chat. Let's start with the very basics. The very basics, the fucking hardware, okay? Now, when it comes to FL Studio, there's really, you don't need nothing fancy, okay? For me, I've got the Shure SM7B, right? Big streamer mic, you know, it's just what I use, right? You don't need this though. I was making music on a Blue Yeti. I used to make music on a fucking PlayStation 4 webcam controller, whatever it was called. Like, it's super, super easy, okay? But if you want good quality, you're gonna get what's called an XLR mic. This is an XLR mic. This is an XLR cable. The XLR cable, we'll go to the meme cam really quick, will route to this, which is an audio interface. And the audio interface essentially is gonna allow you to have better and crisper audio. Now, like I said, you do not need this whatsoever, but it definitely will help you sound better. As long as you have some sort of microphone, a Blue Yeti is great. If you have a Blue Yeti, a USB microphone, that's fine too. Just have a decent microphone. Because as we've heard with some people we mix for, i.e. casual, if you have a bad microphone, if you're using a headset mic, it's gonna come out shitty. No one gives a fuck whether the beat is hard. If your vocals sound like trash, the song is garbage. It don't matter. It don't matter. There's a ton of other audio interfaces you can get. You don't even need the Go XLR Mini. The Scarlett interface, this Focus Scarlett Solo, this one I have literally right here. This one is super, super affordable and super easy to use. This was the first one I had. That's all you need. Literally all you need. So buy that on Amazon. It's like $100. Blue Yeti I think is also like $100. It's so worth it. So that is like the first and foremost for the hardware. The actual application itself. We're gonna focus on only a few of the tools that we're gonna need, okay? Now, obviously, you're gonna need your plugins. So, if you go to this hotbar right here, you're gonna see a lot of these tracks. Unless you are a beat maker, forget about all these tracks. Every single one of them, unless you're making beats. The only one that you're gonna care about is this one right here with the 2 knobs. This is the mixer, okay? This is everything. This is the most important thing of the entire FL Studio. This is where you're gonna edit your vocals. This is where you're gonna make your vocals sound good, level it out, master it, the whole fucking shebang. So, on track 1, this is the this isn't even track 1, this is the master. You typically don't want anything on the master. It usually comes with the limiter, which we'll get into a little bit, but the limiter is just, don't even worry about it. The master should not be touched until the mastering stage, which we will get to that, okay? So as we can see, we have all these tracks. Now for me, it's personal preference. So let me just pull in a random beat just so we can get something going, okay? I'm just gonna look up Travis Scott type beat. Just so we have something so I can give you guys an example, okay? So as we can see, I got a Travis Scott beat right here, right? I hear this. Okay, I think it sounds cool, whatever, right? So how am I gonna download it? How am I gonna get this beat from YouTube into my FL Studio? You're gonna look up YTMP3. That is YouTube to MP3 converter. And you're gonna take the link, you're gonna do that, and you're gonna convert it. It's gonna convert into an MP3, which allows you to import that into your FL Studio. All you gotta do is drag and drop it. And that should be done in approximately now. It's converting. So it's about to be done in like 30 seconds. So we download it, save it wherever you want. Okay. Now put your Google Chrome to another side. Now you're going to take it and you're literally just going to drag it into track 1, 2. It doesn't matter. This part does not matter. It's all preference wherever you want to go. Now, once you have your beat, it's important that you find the tempo. Now, how the fuck do you know, will this be uploaded to YouTube? Yes, it will be. Now, how the fuck do you find the tempo? You could look at the beat. Sometimes in the producer's about section, they have the BPM. This one, as you can see, is 168 BPM, B minor. So, but what happens if that's not there? Super easy. you're gonna see a little squiggly line, right? And you're gonna click it, and you're gonna click detect tempo, okay? Now it's estimated 111, but it said it was 168, so we're gonna click 100 to 200. I always click this 100 to 200. Very rarely are beats like higher than this. They can definitely be lower than this, but this is the ballpark range. So I click on that. As we can see, it's 168 as it literally showed in the about section, so we already know. So once you're done, you click yes. Now, that made it look like it just stretched. It didn't. It tried to align itself. But as you can see right here, there's a little bit of an opening, okay? There's a little bit of an opening. How you're gonna zoom in, you're gonna press Control and zoom on the scroll wheel while hovering over where you wanna go. So I wanna go right here. I'm scrolling in, right? So I see that there's a little bit of a gap, right? Now, how do I fix this? What you're gonna wanna do is you see these black bars? You wanna line up the bass drops with these black bars. It sounds complicated, I promise you it's not. As you can see, this first bar is different from these bars based off the waveforms. So you see how this is kind of bigger than this one? What you're gonna do is you're gonna move this over. How you're gonna move this over is you're gonna do the same thing as with zooming in, except instead of Control, you're gonna press Shift. So you're gonna press Shift and zoom forward on the scroll wheel. As you can see, it's moving now. And I'm gonna move it just to where that is aligned, okay? Now you can see that part is gone. There's no dead air, and this is aligned. So when I turn on the metronome, it's on tempo. It's on beat. Now, I don't use the metronome. Some people do. I usually don't. But what this will allow you to do is when you put on effects like delays, reverbs, it allows you to time it based off of the BPM. But we'll get into all that anyways. So all right. So we have our first step. Our first step was to get the beat into FL. That's like the easiest part, okay? Now, we got the beat in FL. What do we do from here? Now remember, I told you, this is your best friend. The mixer track is your best friend. But right now, if I press play on the beat, you can only see it in the master. We don't want that. We want this to go on one of these tracks. So it's as simple as this. You double click the beat and you move it up to track 1 by moving up on the scroll wheel. Super easy. So now when I go to the mixer, it's on track 1. Why do I want my beat on track 1 as opposed to the master? Like I said, the master is only to deal with the mastering stage. You don't want to worry about the master because if you put effects on the master, the entire song gets fucked up. This way I'm isolating the beat so it's only on one track. It's super, super simple this way. So we have the beat on track 1. Now how the fuck do we record? Super easy. So go to a different track, another dry track. You see this little thing right here? It says EQ. Now, for me, this will be different for a lot of people, okay? You need to play around and you need to find out the setting that actually allows you to record. For me, when I want to record, I click FL Studio ASIO mono, very important, mono, headphones, stereo, speakers. That's the easiest way to describe it. Mono in 1. I don't really know what in 2 means. I'll be so real with you. I've only ever done in 1 and in 1 has always worked. So when I click that, click OK. La, 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 la. You can hear my voice. A little bit of delay, but that's normal. That's totally fine. Oh, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So now you can hear your voice. Super easy, super simple. So let me turn this off. Actually, let me do this. So you have this. Some people like hearing their voice. Some people don't. What do you want to, how do you get rid of hearing your voice? You see this line? It all goes back to the master track. If you don't want to hear your voice, follow the line, click there. Now you can't hear your voice anymore. It can get annoying for some people. I don't like hearing my voice when I record my songs. I like to just hear it naturally instead of through the audio of the program. So I always keep it off. I never ever keep it on. And how you know that your shit is ready to go, it'll say in one and it'll have this red dot by it. So now when we go to record, la la la, hey, oh my god, right, I'm just recording, right? So I got a regular thing. Nothing too crazy, just me like mumbling, right? So here's what we're gonna want to do. Depending on how strong your microphone is, this will look like a normal WAV file. This is considered quiet. So what you're gonna want to do, double click it. As you can see, it's already on track 2 because we selected track 2 to record on. You're gonna want to press this button. So as you can see right now, this is what it sounds like without normalizing it. Super quiet, right? Super quiet, right? Super quiet. This is what happens when I normalize it. La la la. Hey. Huge difference. Crazy huge difference. Like night and day. That is a very important part of the whole process. If you normalize it, it helps out so much. Okay. So we have a vocal in here. We know how to normalize it. Now how the fuck do you get effects? Effects are entirely up to you. How you want your effects is entirely up to you. You like auto-tune? Have auto-tune on your vocals. You like a good wide flanger, which makes a big chorus? You put a wide flanger on it. It's entirely up to you. I will tell you this right now. You're gonna look online, look up Destroy Lonely Vocal Kit, Travis Scott Vocal Kit. And that's cool. Look it up. Copy them. Do not buy the vocal packs. It is the biggest scam in the music world. All it is just like, it's basically just giving you shit that you could do in 30 seconds. It is the biggest scam. Just look up an artist, look up their vocal kit on YouTube and copy it word for word. Exactly how it is. For me, I have my own kit. So how you get to pre-save kits, this will be a whole different thing. You do file, you do open mixer track, and as you can see, I already have it set to where my FL Studio presets and mixer presets. I have my Steven vocal set, which is already, I have my send track, my main, which I don't use, and my ad-libs. I really only use the Steven vocal and the ad-lib. So when I click on that, as you can see, all this shit goes. All of the presets go on. It's already good. Now, I have to tweak these a little bit because not all beat is the same. Not all beat is gonna sound perfect. And that's where it comes into mixing with the volume, which you do like this. Very, very plain and very simple. We know that. So we see that we have it on track 3, all the vocals. We have my dry track on vocal 2, or on track 2, right? La la la, hey, Okay. So now that we have that, what you're gonna want to do? Well, actually, we're gonna have to find the key. The key could be found in 2 ways. One, either in the description of the video next to the BPM, or you go over here and you look up key finder. And you go look up the song at BPM, click that, boom, and it'll show you. This one says F sharp minor, but I remember the beat saying B minor. So we're probably gonna have to play around with it. If you have auto-tune, your auto-tune should come with another like plugin called Auto Key. So let me show you how to get to your presets if you don't want to load it up. All you gotta do is click on the slots and you have all these auto keys here. You want more plugins, this will open up. You go through all of these. So click that, click auto key. And you let auto key set you, while you have auto key open, you let the beat play. Takes a little while. So this one's saying F sharp minor, just like the website, right? But we're gonna play around with it because sometimes it's always not 100% accurate. Now you're in auto tune, right? I'm not gonna go through what each specific preset does and all of that. That will be for you guys to learn. This is just very basic on how to get your vocals into FL, right? But for auto-tune, for me, all the way, F sharp minor, and I play around with my throat, pause, because I like to go from 100 to 94. So we're gonna see how this sounds. Remember, this is on track 2. The chain with the presets are on track 3. So we put that up to track 3, press exit, and now we listen to it. It might sound like trash, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, so I that sounds on key. I just kind of sang weird, but this part right here is on key. I'll listen. Yeah, so that's good. That's good. So now we can make the fucking song. What I suggest to you guys, right? You want 3 tracks. 3 tracks in your mixer. Remember, the mixer is the most important part. You want your beat track, which I usually put on beat 1. You want your vocal track, which I usually put on track 2. And you want your wet track, which is the one with all your effects. I usually put that on track 3. So what you're going to do is when you record, you're going to click on 2. Make sure you don't click on 3. Because if you click on 3, then the vocals are already in the preset. And when you try to switch it to a track 2, let's say, it doesn't matter. The vocals are already there. If you put it on a dry vocal, then you're allowed to play around with it. Don't worry about no reverb or auto-tune. It's just a dry vocal. And then you can fix it and then eventually put on track 3. So I'll just do this. It's a letter gang, it's a letter gang, yeah, it's a letters gang, it's a letters gang, yeah, you gon' insane, yeah, you gon' insane, yeah, you don't wanna know how we doing it, yeah, what you thinking now, I be giving it, yeah. Right, just whatever, right? Remember, normalize, put on track 3, and now we listen. It's a letter gang, it's a letter gang, yeah, it's a letters gang. It's a better gang, yeah, you gon' insane, yeah, you gon' insane, yeah, you don't wanna know how we doing it, yeah, what you thinking now, I be giving it, yeah. Now, as we can see, like that, like the beat is loud, so you gotta turn down the beat a little bit. It's a letter gang, it's a letter gang, yeah, it's a letters gang, it's a better gang, yeah, you gon' insane, yeah, you gon' insane. Now, for me, like I already know, like my vocals don't need a lot of low end, or I cut out the low end in all my vocals to give it that like higher pop sound. It's a letter gang, it's a letter gang, yeah, it's a letters gang. And that's how I get my auto tune to kind of sound a little bit more crispy, but it depends. Like my voice can range from some high pitch to low pitch, so like this is what it's accustomed to my voice. Like I said, the vocal presets is entirely up to you, and that's what you guys need to figure out for yourself. This is just very simple. So we've gone over how to install the beat, how to install the vocals, the mixers, everything. This is as simple as it gets. Record up here, play up here, stop, all that. So let's say you don't want this front part, you see a little arrow, take it. Let's say there's a part in the middle you don't like, click this little knife tool, put that in between. You want to delete it, hover over, double click. Super plain, super simple. Once you are done with your track, you go to File, you go to Export, and you do Wave File. Wave is the way. Wave is the way. Fuck MP3s, bro. If it's not Wave, I don't give a fuck. We always need that. Wave is just the best one. So you do Wave. And then there's the fucking shit again. You do Wave, you export it as it is, and it's gonna export it as a wave file, and then you're done. That's basically it. That is basically as simple and as concise as this is literally everything you need. What only thing you need to figure out now is just how you record your vote, how you record. So for me, right, like I go in, I punch like yeah. And then like once I get that off the dome, I go to the next one. Then I'll tweak around, I'll change the mix on the levels, so on and so forth. This part is entirely up to you. But what I showed you is just basically how to use the program. Super plain, super simple, no nonsense. No bullshit. No extra steps. Easy. Easy. That is a Steven's guide to FL Studio, chat room.